hey, this small girl, she's hard, oh, that kind of thing. What have you heard? What have your family people heard about how people are describing your work at the appointment public accounts committee?
You have good evening to our listeners and our viewers as well. You have both the nice ones and then the not too nice ones. But I always tell my family that I've been given a duty and I have to perform the duty to the best of my ability. At the end of the day, I mean, with time, people will get to know and see who the real Abner Osasa is. I just take everything so serious and I make sure I discharge my mandate to the best of my ability.
What is helping you to achieve such great results? Is it your background in accounting? Because it looks like you bring it up quite a bit, and it's a very strong part of your presentation, which has really helped the committee.
It's a lot of things. One, I believe firmly in my Christian faith, and I believe that wherever I am, it's just by God's grace. And also, I mean, I prepare. Mm-hmm. I prepare. I ask. I go around asking relevant questions, and then I also ask for help in preparing. And so once you do that, it's not just you, but then you have an aggregate of support from various places, and then that also helps me.
Do you miss the people at the Ministry of Finance?
Oh, after working with them for 8 years, clearly, yes. You do miss them, and how they have also supported you in getting to where you are. Yes, you do miss them, and I wish them well.
Do you talk to them sometimes? Do you ask them questions sometimes?
Oh, we get to meet with them through the various committees, and so we do that a lot through the Public Accounts Committee, through other committees that.
What do they say when they see you? Former minister, madam?
Oh yes, I mean the same. They call me Honorable Abna. Hey, Honorable Abna, I saw you here, I saw you there, and it's.
Do you want to go back there?
Certainly, I want our party to come back to power, and then.
And in that case, do you want to go back there?
Yes.
I see. That's interesting.
Because I believe I still have a lot to deliver, and I have a lot to share with the nation in terms of my expertise and my experience as well.
January 2026 is an important month calendar for the New Patriotic Party, your party. Now it's 17 or so days to go, and the party will have to elect a new leader. The last leader, Bawumia, lost the election of 2024. And he's still a contestant for this one, an obvious front runner. In the last 2023 contest, you were applauded in some areas, berated in other areas for choosing to support Alan Martin. You were seen in an Ashanti region walk that created a lot of news.
It was a Greater Accra.
Was it Greater Accra?
Yes, the Greater
News
Accra.
Conversation about, at that time, were you Minister of State?
I was the deputy minister.
Yes, hey, the deputy minister is supporting Alan. Hey, the deputy minister, they say that his family is friends with Alan. Hey, this girl, hey, blah, blah, blah. News reporters reported that the situation affected your campaign in your constituency and it was tougher than you expected, but eventually you sailed through, etc., etc. Now you are doing it again. You are supporting. So it's not surprising that you are not backing Mahamudu Bawumia. But then, among the rest, you chosen Kennedy Agyapong, former colleague member of Boy in Parliament when he was there, when you first came. Yes, 2017 he was there.
Yes.
So did you sit in a committee with him at all in Parliament?
No, I didn't sit on any committee.
He was in Defense and Interior.
Yes, but I got the opportunity to interact with him a lot through the ministry and also in Parliament. Mm-hmm. You know, he's an easygoing person, and you can just sit and chat with him like chatting with everybody.
So why are you backing him to be the flag bearer of the NPP?
Why am I backing him to be the flag bearer? You know, Paul, after the elections, we all saw, the results. We're all not happy, and we wish things could have been done differently. And so what I did was to go down to my constituents, because for me, I believe that for us to win any election, you will need an aggregation of minds, sentiments, ideas. So then I went back to my people. I asked them where we faltered. What can we do differently to make sure that we don't experience that kind of defeat again? And then they told me that there are quite a number of things that they felt we did not do right. One was we did not listen to their sentiments, how they felt
About governance.
About issues at that current moment. I've been to a number of communities. They have also sent delegations to me. I did not do it alone. For some, I did with my constituency executives as well. And they're asking that, Honorable, we want you to bring to us Kennedy Agyapong, and we make sure we support you for this constituency to win. You know, it starts from the constituency. Every win will have to start from a base. And I believe that my people have given me the opportunity to serve them. I ought to listen to them. After that, I have also assessed the candidates. Currently, the sentiments around the country is that they want someone who is very pragmatic, someone who says it as it is, and someone who can bring discipline into our party. Because personally, I feel that the discipline level in our party has gone down.
When you say discipline, what do you mean? You mean the grassroots don't respect the elders, or the middle level don't?
You know, in every party there are structures, there are systems. And many times of late, you see that the systems, the structures are not working as it's supposed to work. And you know, there are some, everybody stands for something. And for him, he stands for, very honest about the way he feels about everything. And because of his whole demeanor, he also instills discipline. He stands for discipline. And for me, I believe that if we should work with honesty and discipline in our party, this will draw the teeming youth. Because clearly, when you look at the pattern of voting in this country now, the youth form a chunk of it.
You mean 20 to 45?
Yeah. And they, for one reason or the other, they don't stick to one party per se. They look at the sentiment, they look at what is going on. Currently, what do they want? They want jobs. They want jobs. And this is a person going around talking about jobs, opening our eyes to the various opportunities that one can have. 2, he's a businessman. He's a businessman. Clearly, I have been in government for 8 years. And I know that government alone cannot shoulder the burden of developing a nation. You need a private sector. He's gone through that ranks. He knows it. He's done business in this country. And I believe that the industrialization drive that we started through our 1D, 1F and other equally important policies, we'll be able to champion that and bring a lot more ideas on board. He came to my constituency and he opened their eyes to the various possibilities that one can achieve.
I've seen Kennedy Agyapong do that. He holds a bottle and says,
he brought
this bottle
coconut,
could have been done here.
He brought cassava and, you know, these things. They were talking about it. Oh, Madam Udim said, Honorable, say, you bet me the Kubea Chaku. And they were excited about it. You know, igniting that possibility in other people that, hey, I can do this, I can do that. Every year, close to 150,000 graduates come out of our universities. Government alone cannot shoulder them. Look at the compensation budget for governments now. More than 90 billion. How much of the revenue do you raise? And that is why I believe that this time the sentiment on the ground is that we need someone who will create jobs, someone who is pragmatic, and can instill discipline. And for me, he stands tall in that regard. And that is why I would want to urge the youth, the delegates, and all of us to give him that chance.
I'll be asking you about whether he has any negatives, because some people have pointed to a few things. But before that, when we say that Kennedy Agyapong is able to redeem all of these things with his acumen for entrepreneurship and all of that, it makes it quite simplistic. Does it mean we have been on the wrong path for the last nearly 70 years? The Kufuor's 8 years, we are now suddenly finding somebody who has the magic wand.
I said that he's going to build on what the MPP government did.
Yeah, you mentioned 1D,
because
1F,
there's the 1D, 1F and other opportunities that were given to businesses. But I believe that where he's coming from, with that background, everybody comes with a plus from his or her background. I come with a plus from my background to the Public Accounts Committee. And so for me, that background that he has, he's done it before. He has various businesses around. And sometimes I listen to people, now cold store, now this, now that. But you must start from somewhere and replicate that idea on a bigger scale, which is the nation. And for someone who has been able to sustain certain businesses for this while, given that opportunity, given that support with the people around him and the party, I strongly believe that he can do that for the nation.
That he's a
currently,
candidate, yeah.
Where we are, we need jobs. And consistently, that is what he's showing us. He's opening our eyes to the various opportunities. But then you need a bit of that support from government to enable the private sector also create that wealth that we are looking for to make sure it happens. That is what the youth are calling for, jobs. And a candidate has shown us through his own experience and through what we believe he can do, and to make that possible for us. Let's give him that chance.
That's quite interesting. Let's talk about what people have pointed to as Kennedy Agyapong's negatives. Atachian was once heard saying that Kennedy Agyapong cannot represent Ghana effectively at the United Nations. Some have said he doesn't look presidential, that he's not a presidential material, that he doesn't have sufficient PhD in economics or in something, he's not a big lawyer, and he doesn't fit the bill of a former Ghanaian president, Kwame Nkrumah, Buzia, Lehman, Rawlings. Well, I don't know how Rawlings fits into what I'm trying to say, but yes, Rawlings, perhaps that gives Kennedy Agyapong a certain line to toe that he's the next Rawlings. But yes, so people think generally all the presidents up to Rawlings, jump Rawlings to Kufuor, Professor Mills, John Mahama, and Akufo-Addo. But if you take Rawlings out, Kennedy Agyapong does not fit into this bill.
When you say fit,
that's what they are saying.
What do you
he's
mean
not presidential. All of these names, take Rawlings out again. All of these names are some presidential.
It is not about names. Now it's about who can get the work done, who can bring the results we are looking for. That is all they are asking for, and that is what they are looking for. It is not about names.
Or appearances and disposition.
Let me tell you this, that in the Bible, it says God uses the foolish things of this world to confound the wise. You may not see him as what you put as presidential, but if it is him God wants to use, nobody can.
You're convinced God wants to use him at this time?
I believe that we have cried unto our God. We are asking for someone who can help create jobs, someone who can bring, for my party, the discipline that ought to be in the party, so that together we can help make this nation. We build on what the Akufo-Addo government did, which I was part, and to make Ghana shine and rise above what it is now.
Let's take text messages from Anziba, our social media editor, see what questions people want to ask. Anziba, give us 3 or 4 if you can.
Thank you very much, Paul. Coming from Nick Nanaki Poku, he says, you choose discipline as the reason for supporting Ken, and when Ken has disrespected the rank and file of party, including respected former President Kufuor. So I'm wondering how you measure discipline. Master Planner Junior from Kintapo says, policy analyst, I agree with Honorable Abner that government alone cannot shoulder the employment of its citizens. We need the private sector to support the government. It is true that Honorable Kennedy Agyapong is a businessman. He should allow Dr. Bawumia to create the jobs at the government level, then he will also create the jobs at the private sector level. Governance is not business as usual. We need jobs, and Dr. Bawumia is the answer. And then lastly, coming from Stephen Tufo, he says, the Ghanaian community in Philadelphia, USA, we are all connected. Only Kennedy Agyapong can resurrect and bring NPP back to power. Over to you, Paul.
One here says that Paul, Abner Sassari is a great lady, but she's never supported DMB. She supported Alan. Yeah, we said that at the beginning of the program. Okay, you talked about discipline, Honorable Minister. Now, Frimpong Boateng has come up for some conversations. You're a senior member of the party now. The party says they are taking steps, the National Executive, to remove him. As a member of the party, you have to side with the National Executive, isn't it, in the spirit of discipline?
Yes, in the spirit of discipline. The party has structures and systems to address such issues. So I believe that we should go through the party structure and system, and that is the discipline I'm talking about. We should not quickly jump into conclusion, but then go through the laid down procedures.
But he says he won't respond. He won't go to any party invitation.
But I strongly believe that for the party, we ought to do what we have to do. And then if the process is done with, you give the person that opportunity and the person fails to attend upon the process or the systems or the structures in place, then but for now, I strongly believe that the person should be able to go through, irrespective of who you are, go through the laid down structures and systems. And that is the only way we can make our party better and stronger. And then we should also find out what is making the person behave the way he or she is behaving. Is there something, because sometimes we go beyond that to speak to the person and get closer to the person, ask the person in confidence what is happening. Because there are lots of background negotiations that we do or have before we even come out there. So I believe we should employ all these things. But the most important thing is that we should follow the laid down procedures in the party and make sure we come to an.
So you will urge Frimpong Boateng to respond to party's invitation?
Well, I have a very good relationship with Professor Frimpong Boateng, and I will urge him that whatever it is, that because he only wants, at the end of the day, we all want. He
wants to be heard.
We all want a strong party, a party that hears us when we talk, and then a party that listens. And so I believe that if that is what he really wants, then he should agree to the processes and go through the process. And in doing so, whatever grievance or whatever it is that he wants to share with the party to make the party better than what it is now, he can achieve that, or he'll be able to achieve that if he involves himself in that process.
Apart from supporting Kennedy Agyapong, do you also believe it's 17 days to go that he will win?
I mentioned to you that for every, at the end of the day, it will be an aggregation of all the results in the various constituencies. So every win starts from a constituency. For my constituency, I am more than convinced. And because I have been to them, I have been to the delegates, and this is what they are telling me. And when you listen to sentiments on the ground, it's about sentiments on the ground. Somebody, the man at the for the moment, let me tell you that Paul, all the other aspirants are very good, and they are all capable. But then we want power, and the man at the moment, the man that majority of the people feel should be given that opportunity to serve in that regard. It's a Kennedy Agyapong. So
the choice of Kennedy is also influenced by his attraction to the youth for an eventual vote winning.
For a political party to win, it is not just your base. It's not just your support. You must be somebody who cuts across. And he's that kind of person who cuts across because of what he stands for. Sometimes the way he expresses his honesty, the way he expresses his sentiments may not be the usual way that people feel, should be done. But in another vein, that is what other people, a section of the citizens also like. Someone who's brute, someone who is very honest and can say it as it is and not be politically fine about things. Now we are moving from that. Look at Trump.
Trump?
Yes, no,
It looks like it's a terrible example.
No, I'm saying, no, it's about not every time that you have to be politically correct, fine about things. But you must be...
The youth
brave.
are looking for that. They're demanding that.
You must be brave. You must say it as it is. And if in saying it as it is, you can get the results or get the work done, gladly, the youth who now form a majority of the voting population will be happy to embrace that.
There's another point that those who support Kennedy talk about, that he will be able to sack ministers, he will be able to discipline his appointees, that the Ghanaian people are looking for that president who can take a whip and sack the minister. Have you heard that too? Does it form part of your thinking? You have been a minister before. Do you want a president who can sack a minister and sack the minister?
It is not about a president who can sack a minister, but a president who can look in the face of a minister when the minister is messing up and say, no, you can't continue this way. And I believe that is what many people are looking for. Someone who can be able to say that, no, this is not how we should run things. And I don't think it is somebody who will unilaterally take a decision. No, he's not that kind of person. He's not that kind of person. When it's so obvious that the minister is not performing, it's so obvious that the minister is out of touch with the people. Because once you lose touch with the people, you are finished, you are gone. And that is what we don't want to do. And Ghanaians feel that, well, currently, many Ghanaians feel Kennedy Agyapong is in touch with the people by the way he expresses his views, by the way what he stands for. And I believe that if someone like this has that love from the Ghanaian population, the MPP ought to give him that chance, because it's power that we want in 2028, and we believe that he stands a better chance of winning power for the MPP in 2028.
How's your relationship with your colleagues from the ministry or those who work around the ministry who are big in support of Dr. Bawumia and I'm? I refer to Bawumia and I'm. These are all Dr. Bawumia people. Yes. And these are all Ministry of Finance and party economic policy analysts. What's your relationship with them? Is it broken down?
No, we have a very good... Dr. and we talk. We have a very good relationship with each other. Dr. Wako, and for Dr. Wako, I have a little bone to pick with him, because I always tell him that he took the seat away from my colleague, Dr.
Freda Prempe.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. You were interested in that seat.
We have that beef, and then yes, but it's for us. It's about choices. Otherwise, the party wouldn't have open nominations. The party would have said, it's just this person. But it's about choices. And we are free, to choose whoever we believe can bring the party into power, back into power. And so that doesn't hurt our relationship at all. At the end of the day, it is for the good of the party. And when we win, it is not this person or that person that has won, but at the end of the day, it's the MPP party that has won. So anybody at all is supporting, we are all free to do that. But when it comes to doing the work of Parliament, we see ourselves as one, and we pursue that agenda for the party.
If Kennedy Agyapong was not running, who would you support among the other candidates?
But Kennedy Agyapong is running, so my support goes to him.
If he doesn't win, what happens?
Whoever wins, like I said, whoever wins, we see ourselves as one party. We've gone through the process. We've elected a flag bearer, and we will all support the flag bearer to make sure we win power. But I believe that Kennedy Agyapong stands a better chance of winning power for us in 2028. So I'll urge all and sundry to join us to make that happen. Paul, in 2028, it presents a unique opportunity for us because, one, the NDC is also going to present a new candidate. Mm-hmm. So it's not about a candidate who has been marketed before or not. They are all, so it's giving us that opportunity. Why not we listen to the sentiments on the ground, bring in someone who is pragmatic, brutally honest, and will instill that discipline that we need, one, as a party, and two, as a nation.
Thank you very much. Abna Osai, former Minister of Finance. Answer, give us 2 more messages and then she'll give us her final words and we're done.
People coming from Bernard Danso, he says, Paul, industrialization is the message and the message is industrialization. And the man to execute that is Honorable Kennedy Agyapong. And then lastly, coming from Asasi Joe, he says, what is Honorable's measure of discipline? Because she's very surprised. Ken has called us fools. Where was the discipline in that? Over to you, Paul.
What's the final word on this one?
Oh, that's this, he's done this, he's done that. But it is not in isolation. Like I said, the way he expresses his sentiments sometimes. But let me tell you that, Paul, look at from the time he decided to contest, and look at his demeanor and look at everything. He's someone who listens. Yes, you want to communicate a certain issue. You want to be honest about things. But it's not every time that you have to show it in certain ways that may offend a lot of people. But at the same time, you should be able to state your point. And clearly, he's shown us that he's someone who listens. If Ghanaian people feel that your way of coming out is too harsh, how do I make it such that I carry the same message, but then in a way that people will listen? And clearly, you can tell that consistently he is improving when it comes to, we all want, the way he is in terms of he being brutally honest about things. But then, so if you have somebody who listens this way and wants to work, because we are all not perfect. We must admit that we are all not perfect. We all come from different backgrounds. And so in expressing views, in expressing things, we may do it in ways that may not all the time be the norm or the comfortable way that people want to feel or see. But then, he's been told, and he's working on it.
So there's an acceptance that something has to be worked on.
Like I keep saying,
something has to be improved.
Some of the videos that people play out, they take it out of context because it is in response to a particular situation, a particular event occurring. And so when you take it out of context and you just play it that way, you may not understand. But then when you look at the whole context in which he said what he said or did what he did, maybe, like I said, it may not be the usual way that people would want others to express their views. But then, let's also make it a point that we encourage people with diverse views to come out. And that is the only way we can build our party, because it shouldn't be just what we want to hear, but it's what we want to do to make the party better, attractive, and fit for purpose, and above all, win the 2028 election. And I believe that Honorable Kennedy Agyapong stands that chance. So let us support him and give him that opportunity to make it happen for the MPP and for the people of Ghana.
That's happening. Sorry, thank you very much. We'll take a short break. When we come back, the Honorable Team for Joy is an unhappy man because he believes that the LGBT is being slipped back into the education curricula. He's been talking about that. We'll be speaking to him in an exclusive session now. You may have heard him earlier this evening on Joy FM's PM Express. He's here now, and we'll ask him all the questions. Maybe we'll try and ask better questions today. All right. Thank you.